sit down. If you love talking to people but hate being on the phone, awesome, I can get you out canvassing and talking to people face to face. Or if you have a voice for radio and you really like talking to people on the phone, I can help you with that too. If you want to be a surrogate voice for our organization, go out to other organizations and talk about the Greene County Democrats, or if you want to go on radio shows and talk about the Greene County Democrats, that's something I can facilitate as well. So I put people where they want to be, and that's something that presidential campaigns and states, or U.S. Senate congressional campaigns really love, is that I know where people are most comfortable, and that helps us with volunteer retention. Because if you come to me and you say you want to help out, and you love writing, and you want to write letters to the editor, you want to write copy for our website and our Facebook page, and I tell you, okay, that's great, go make some phone calls, you're never going to come back. And I really do want you to come back, and I want you to do something that you're really, really, really passionate about, because square pegs don't fit in round.
So when you talk about keeping up with local government, it's very easy to keep up with national government, CNN, Fox News, anything like that. Local government, if I want to be more fluent in it, your recommendation would primarily be newsletter. Is there anything else you could really throw out there for here's what's going on in the local level?
Sure, if you want to read about it, newsletter is fantastic. But since it is local, we have the unique ability to show up anytime that we want. City council meetings are open to the public. School board meetings are open to the public. County commission meetings are open to the public. Go sit and listen. Figure out what the nuts and bolts of governing is like. It's so boring. It is so incredibly boring, because if you don't care about zoning, they talk about zoning a lot. But you might find that one issue that you really care about, and they usually talk about a lot of different issues at any given meeting. So you can find your niche, and if you have your niche already established, you can definitely take a look at the local government entities' websites, because they usually post their agendas ahead of time, so you can find the thing that flags your interest and know when to go to cover your passion.
The last thing I'll ask is, we had Danette Proctor in yesterday, and she spoke a little bit about judges. Here in Greene County, we have a nonpartisan process of selecting judges. She weighed in a little bit, said she'd like to maybe see it gravitate back towards partisan, have political parties participate. What's your view in general on the nonpartisan judicial plan?
So the Greene County Democratic Party has not taken a stance on this. However, I can tell you what I believe. I think the Missouri plan is a fantastic way of keeping and retaining judges. The Missouri plan is a model where judges are appointed. After a certain length of time, they are then put up for re-election or reconfirmation. So it's a best of both worlds, where you don't have straight appointment like a Supreme Court and you're just kind of stuck with them forever, no matter what they do, or a constant election cycle where these judges are constantly running for re-election and not focusing on the judiciary and what they're supposed to be doing. So the Missouri plan is an idea that is, or a policy that is being adopted throughout the country. We're seeing the Missouri plan pop up a lot of places. So I personally think that it's a fantastic way. I think that we should take partisanship out of the judiciary. I've seen in different states what partisanship can do to judicial elections, and I don't like it. You end up with hyperpartisan rhetoric being thrown around in what should be a non-biased race.
And we have several designated questions, but if anybody wants to also volunteer a question, we're free. You've got the floor.
No, I love questions.
What is your opinion on the Right to Work Act, pros and cons of it?
So I have worked in right to work states, and I have worked in open labor states. And I can tell you that in the states where unions are strong, you see higher wages, you see better benefits for middle-class workers, and you see so much safer working conditions. That is, for me, the number one thing. And I'm glad that you bring up right to work, because that's where I cut my teeth, is in the unions. I can give you an example. When I was in Wisconsin, there were, my union represented librarians, and garbage collectors, and state park rangers, and snowplow drivers. In Wisconsin, snowplow drivers are gods, because it snows a lot. And we had, there was one guy that worked in Rhinelander, Wisconsin, which is very north center of the state. He said he could shave ice off a dime. And he'd been doing that for 30 years. And the reason that he was able to keep that job is because it provided a living wage and it had the benefits to support his family. After Scott Walker's Wisconsin, after collective bargaining was stripped from his local, they fired everybody that had over 5 years of experience and hired new people in at close to minimum wage.
That's our problem, is me and her, we both
Yeah,
have spouses.
my husband's been a union worker for the local brick union here in Springfield for 16 years. And they just had a meeting over it right after Greitens signed the right to work bill. How long do you think it'll take before we lose jobs, before our economy goes down? I mean, would you think it'll even hit the ballot? Like, I know that was a chance, you know, that we could vote on it as opposed to just happening.
Right, so it happens in a gradual effect.
Right.
Because it's based on when those contracts expire for those
Right.
given locals. So if your organization, if your local was in contract negotiations and you already had an expired contract, those negotiations stop.
Right.
So you're without a contract, you're kind of just at the employer's will. If your contract expires in a year, you will live by that contract until that work mark happens. If you're very lucky and your local has a 2-year contract, then you're solid for 2 years. That may come up on the ballot. There are ballot initiatives that are in effect now that are working to collect enough signatures to actually get it on a ballot, so that the state can vote on it. And that happened, I believe, in the 70s. It showed up on the ballot and it was shot down big time. So yes, immediately for some people, and hopefully not for other people. It just really depends on when your contract was there. One thing that's written into most labor contracts that's super important is a just cause clause, saying that if I were to be disciplined or even fired from my position, there has to be just cause. Without that, if your hiring supervisor or hiring manager really hates the color red and fires you for wearing the color red, you don't have a just cause statement, see ya. But if you have a just cause statement written into a contract, there has to be a reason, there has to be a performance-based reason, there has to be a disciplinary-based reason for that detachment. And that is a hard thing to live without when you are in a climate that is so anti-worker at this point, especially in the state legislature. So thank you very much for that question. I appreciate it.
Why is there such a big push in legalizing marijuana, and shouldn't it be restricted with the other drugs that offer safety?
So I have a story that goes along with that question. Thank you for that. My father is a state commander for the VFW, and one of his predecessors was a Vietnam pilot that had been shot down 8 times in the service of our country. And up until about 5 years ago, he was taking 64 pills a day that dealt with anxiety, just the sheer pain of his knees, because taking that many falls in a helicopter really screws up your knees. So pain, anxiety, PTSD-related issues. He was drowning in pharmaceuticals, and he didn't like his state of mind because it made him loopy, it made him distant, it made him hollow. That was his term, hollow. A friend of his lived in Colorado, and took him out there, and he used medicinal marijuana at the time, and he is down to 4 aspirin a day, and that's because his doctor says he needs it for his heart. So 64 pills a day with an altered state of mind already versus 3 joints a day, which is miles ahead of where he was. So knowing that there are medicinal uses to this, and alcohol is still legal, that argument doesn't work for me. If you can say, oh, you know what, cigarettes are fine, alcohol's fine, but marijuana, oh man, we can't have that. There are more deaths attributed to alcohol use than it is to marijuana use ever. So I see that the big push is people want to have options in their care. They see this thing that is making care easier for people. They see this thing that is much more cheaper, or much, excuse me, that was bad English, that is much cheaper to have. But it is being denied to them because of a prejudice that is based on, you know, cotton versus hemp growers back in the day. And I just don't see why people would argue against it when there's so many benefits. You know, Colorado, I just read an article yesterday. Colorado has reached the $1 billion mark in legal marijuana use, or sales. That is not being used by drug cartels. That's not being used by organized crime. That is being put back into the state economy of Colorado. I think that we could use a little bit more money in our coffers. I know that a few more potholes would be filled if we had something like that. Yeah.
Is it possible just to keep it in the medical realm, because I'm more talking about like the recreational side?
Sure, sure, and that is a debate that I'm perfectly fine having, that, you know, there is a very large gap between medicinal versus recreational. And that, I think, is something that should be discussed and debated, and to see where our country or our state wants to go. But just outlawing it straight across the board just because folks have this preconceived notion about marijuana usage, and it doesn't flow with me. Yeah.
Now, this is talking on the herds, and since you're Greene County, I know you've been over, but we're known for being in the Bible Belt. Do you think that has a part to do with that?
Absolutely. No, I think it's definitely something that comes into people's minds. But then again, alcohol's legal. I just can't see that argument holding water on alcohol.
Does it feel Bible Belty here compared to like Wisconsin? Or do you not see that much of a difference?
Yes, it is. Faith is a much more prominent component to everyday life here. I think the biggest thing that you can tell is there are more bars than grocery stores in Wisconsin. And that's something that is not true here. And I think it has a lot to do with the cold there too. If you want to leave your house, you want to do it for a reason. And drink it's a good reason. But yeah, no, there you see church is very communal and here. And we see that a lot in Bible Belt. There, alcohol is their socialization. They go to bars to have their community meetings. When I worked in Wisconsin, I worked out of the Eau Claire Labor Temple, which was this pretty decent sized building that offices were on one side, there was a large meeting hall in the middle, and there was a bar on the other end. It was called Union Club, the UC. So I actually would have meetings, not in my office, but I would have meetings in the bar, just because it's so ingrained in life. But aside from your point, yes, you see faith being a much stronger component of everyday life here.
Let's get one more question.
Yeah.
What is the number one thing you'd like to see achieved in your political career?
So I was asked this question in high school, and I had to write an essay about it. What do you want your life to be? I would like to see my political career be summed up by everyone in this class missing my name on a test. I want to be important enough to be on the test, but I want to be so insignificant that people don't know it. Because people that end up being wildly known, there's 3 reasons you end up in a history textbook. You screwed up huge. You overcame major adversity, or you died in a spectacular way. And I don't want any of those things to happen to me. So, to answer your question, I want to be a missed question in a history test.
All right, I actually lied. One more.
Yeah.
This might be a touchy topic, but what are your views on abortion or pro-life, pro-choice?
So, I personally do not like the idea of it. I would never tell you not to. I think that is a decision between a woman and her doctor, a woman and her family, a woman and her faith. It is not something that should be legislated by a bunch of men hundreds of miles away.
Would you not include a guy's opinion in that also? You just say a
I said family.
doctor.
I said family. Yeah. Any other questions? I have no questions. No, yeah.
So I was reading your guys' website about your federal minimum wage, but by raising the federal minimum wage, how do you think it would affect the prices of living? Because in Springfield, realistically, we have one of the lowest prices of living in Missouri.
Right. So we see this happening on an international scale. You're gonna have to forgive me. There's a Scandinavian country, I believe it is Denmark, but it might be Sweden, that has a federal federal minimum wage, basically. When you pay a McDonald's employee a living wage in that country, it raises the price an insignificant amount, a quarter, I think, on the price of a hamburger. I would be willing to pay a little bit more to know that that person is A, not on government assistance, and B, able to support their family. I'm perfectly fine with spending that extra quarter to make that happen. Now, that's a very small microcosm. There's going to be other issues, when you go and use services and whatnot, that all changes. But the general overall feeling is, and this is me personally, I am fine with giving out just a little bit extra to raise everybody else up. Because the old cliche is the rising tide raises all boats. That when there's more money in the middle class economy, there's more money in the economy, period. So this is something better.
Do you think larger corporations would take advantage of it? Like, oh, since you're making $15 an hour, we're gonna raise our prices.
Oh, it's completely possible, absolutely. But when you put in a large sweeping reform like that, you have to put in safeguards so that, if you want to have all the auto workers making a living wage in Detroit, but every single car turns out to be $100,000, that is not a realistic cost increase in labor, so that is not a realistic cost increase in product. Because, and back to your union question, when workers are happy and healthy, they are productive. If you have somebody that is worrying about their third job, how productive are they going to be in their first two? So.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for filling the questions and talking to us for a bit. Go ahead, Hannah.
What are you getting your wife for Valentine's Day?
So she works for the Girl Scouts, and this is cookie season.
Why didn't you bring us any?
They haven't been delivered yet. That's what she's doing on Saturday.
So you're coming back to bring us cookies?
I will send a troop
Say
out
yes,
to hang
and
out.
we'll vote.
I'll send a troop out to hang out in front of this building.
Okay, good.
So, but our Valentine's Day is postponed until Saturday. So that's we're gonna go out. We're gonna have a nice dinner. We're trying to get a hold of Hamilton tickets in Chicago.
Oh, I hate you.
So we haven't seen it. I know every single word of it, but I haven't seen it.
Oh my God.
And it's floating around on YouTube, and I refuse to watch it.
Yeah.
So that's.
I know all about it, but I have not seen it or.
Please do yourself a favor.
It's really good, yeah.
It's a wonderful history lesson. It's flashy history, but it's still history.
I'm doing this thing again, so I've heard all this free stuff about it. I haven't watched it yet. I don't know whether-
Do it.
But then I finally do it.
Do it. It's worth it. It's worth it. All right, cool.
That's great.
Thank you guys so much for everything. I'm going to leave some of my business cards up here on the projector. So if you want to get a hold of me, or just curious, or want to send me hate mail, just grab it on your way out. Cool?
Thanks, Tim.
All right, hey, thanks so much for having me.
Great job.
Take care.
All right.
And good luck the rest of the semester.
Okay.